are too married to what we're good at, not what we need to get good at.
I want to make it clear that this is your game, that you're not to be messed with.
So we need to create a culture that says start. Start badly. Start scrappy. Make mistakes. Fail. Start again. Whatever you do, just start.
Why bother? Why go through all this? This is too hard. No, throw it in the towel. It's not worth it. If you want a larger vision, you got to empower yourself continuously, because life will catch you on the blind side.
If you want your life to change, here's the source of it all. Ideas plus inspiration. The good news is, ideas are not that far away. I've got an excellent phrase for you to consider, one that will serve you well for the rest of your life. Everything you need is within reach. The ideas you need for life change or business change are within listening reach. They're within reading reach. In fact, there's probably a library not too far from you. The problem is, most people pass by libraries. Very few walk in. There's a simple biblical phrase that says, if you seek, you will find. But it's very important to know that finding is reserved for the seekers. We don't find what we need. We find what we search for. If you will search, if you'll try, if you'll go, if you'll listen, ideas are within reach. And ideas are life-changing. There's nothing so powerful as an idea whose time has come. A business idea, a social idea, an investment idea, a good health idea. All you need is a specific idea to make an impact on your life. Ideas can help you gather treasure, gather equity, and gather wealth. 10 years from now, you can be right where you are now, or you can be in a new place. The difference between now and then could be significant in terms of money, lifestyle, treasure, and equity. In 10 years, you can enjoy an incredible life if right here and now you make a small change in your thinking to start you on the journey. The key is to start right now gathering the ideas and making the changes that will take you further along this new road. Ideas can change your life, and sometimes all you need is just one more good idea in a series of good ideas. It's like dialing the numbers of a combination lock. After you've dialed 5 or 6 numbers, the lock may not come open, but you probably don't need 5 or 6 more numbers. Maybe you need just one more number, one more idea. Maybe a seminar or a sermon can provide it. The lyrics from a song could do it. The dialogue from a movie could do it. Conversation with a friend might do it. If you keep your eyes and ears open, you'll find that one last idea you need. Once you find that idea, the lock comes open, and there's the door for you to walk through. Just one more idea, no matter where you get it, may be all you need to open that door of opportunity. If, however, the lock still doesn't open, you may be lacking in inspiration. Who knows why some people are inspired and some are not? Some people find a great idea and turn it down. Some people say that it costs too much. Some people say that it's going to take too much time. Some people are too busy. There are a lot of different reasons why some people are inspired to take advantage of a good idea while others pass it up. I call it mysteries of the mind, and I just leave it at that. There are some things I don't try to figure out. Some people buy and some don't. Some go for it and some don't. Some change and some don't. And if you've been around for a while, you can usually spot those who don't take advantage of a good idea. A man asks me, how come all this stuff goes wrong for me? I say, I don't know. The most I've been able to figure out is that those kinds of things always happen to people like you. I'll bet he's one of the ones who don't take advantage of good ideas. If he continues on that path, he'll probably never find the right combination. That honor will always fall on the ones who do. Like you. The consistent, disciplined, purposeful, constant search for knowledge. It's where the life-changing ideas are. Pursue knowledge with high expectations. Spend the money, time, and effort. They are all investments, but the payoff is so great it's hard to compare the cost to the reward. First is the money. Set up an educational fund for the programs, the books, the lectures, the seminars, and the videos you need for a constant flow of ideas and inspiration. Take a portion of your income each month and set it aside to invest in the search for knowledge. Remember, the best money spent is the money spent to cultivate the genius of your own mind and spirit. Make sure you don't spend more for frivolous comforts and conveniences than you do for education. The money is a small price. The promise is unlimited potential. The next investment is time, which is an extremely valuable expenditure. It's one thing to ask someone for their money, but to ask them for their time is a much more significant request. Knowledge takes time, precious time. The time you spend is irreplaceable. You can get more money, but you can't get more time. However, life has a unique way of rewarding high investment with high return. The major investment of time you're making now could be that small, fine tuning you need for major accomplishment. Last is the investment of effort. There is a great deal of difference between casual learning and serious learning. Learning that opens up the whole mental and spiritual process is truly an investment in effort. And this effort is the investment that opens the floodgates of ideas that can work their magic for you in the marketplace. So I don't hesitate to ask you to spend, in a deliberate and consistent fashion, the money, time, and effort required to reach your goals. These are the investments that turn on the lights, sharpen the focus, and start turning your wishes of wealth and happiness into reality.
Whatever you do, you've got to believe in your abilities. You've got to believe in your service, your company, your ideas, unquestionably. You've got to have faith, and that faith gives you patience. That it's not going to happen as quickly as you want it to happen. A lot of things are going to happen that will catch you off guard. And so therefore you've got to deal with and handle it as it comes. And not only that, but that faith and patience drives you into action.
Hey guys, how are we doing? Hope we're good, hope we're fine, hope we are great. How are we doing, everyone? Welcome to this is the 60th episode of the Crypto Capital Show. That means we've had this Crypto Capital series for 60 times. That means I've come live on YouTube 60 times. I've been live on YouTube 60 times. Coming live, sharing information, sharing updates, sharing data, giving a lot of fantastic offers, predictions, teachings, back to back for more than 60 times, curated to just the Crypto Capital Show. We're not even factoring the fact that there have been other sessions and other series. I can see our comments. Greetings, everyone. Greetings, everyone, as well. And let's get right to it. The first thing I want to say is, what has been happening in crypto? Do you know what has been happening in crypto? Do you know what has been going on in crypto? A lot of people have been so fixated in, should I say, the consciousness of their mindset of what they want to see in the market, that they are unable to see what has been going on, right? What has been going on in the space, right? Because where your mind is most times, a lot of people are kind of short-sighted. A lot of people are not even seeing what is going on right now in the crypto space. And, you know, the best way to put it is, sometimes you can be so focused on the present that you can lose sight of every other thing. Every other thing. And why is that? Is because focus in itself is blindness. focus is blindness. So you can be so focused on one thing that you will be unable, you become blinded to every other thing happening. And a lot of people are having this issue within the space currently. I see our comments, Bama greetings. I've really replied every single person before now as well. Okay, says it's perfect. Timmy says, Shifu, you're looking good. Thank you, Timmy. Timmy, thank you very much. And coming up, GM Shifu, greetings as well. A lot of things has been going on. Now, as of today, let's start with what is like today currently. As of today, there's a Coinbase survey that came out. 60% of Fortune 500 companies are currently developing or testing blockchain projects right now. Do you know how insane that number is? It's really, really crazy. Let me see if I can share a screen, because I think there should be a tweet about that. 60% of Fortune 500 companies are currently working with blockchain. 1 in 3 small and mid-sized businesses in the US now uses crypto, which is double the number of last year. Meanwhile, over 80% of institutional investors are planning to increase their exposure to crypto assets in 2025. You can see how insane this is. How insane this is. What some people are thinking is, why the lead to $500, $5,000 they have thrown into some probably shitty altcoins or just some kind of low altcoins? What hasn't it moved yet? That's the only thing they can imagine. Meanwhile, what is going on is bigger than what they can imagine. And it's sad, because that's the first thing. Why you may be thinking nothing's going on, a lot of things are going on already. A lot of things. 60% of Fortune 500 companies are currently testing and being involved in blockchain. That's insane institutional level of adoption. As of yesterday, we started seeing Ethereum rally. Why? To you, who is just looking at the chart, who is obviously not knowing what is going behind the scene, you're not paying attention to data, you just feel like, okay, it's just blowing up. What happened yesterday? If you look on data, look on chain, check the data platforms, the order book platform, you would see as of yesterday, which is the 9th of June, right? There was a crazy outflow from Bitcoin ETF to Ethereum ETFs. If you look at the start of this year, one of the things I started talking about, even from last year, was how ETFs are going to be very important. And the flow of what you are experiencing in your little portfolio out there is as a result of what is happening in these ETFs. So the major flow you see where there was an outflow of a lot of funds from Bitcoin ETFs yesterday, to Ethereum ETFs just yesterday, and that's why you started seeing Ethereum rallying. Just monitoring the inflow and outflow of ETFs alone could make you a lot of money, knowing what is going on behind the scene. A lot of people are not paying attention to this, and everything you see happening right now in the space, in the industry, I mentioned it, I talked about it, I stated it weeks ahead of time, days ahead of time, months ahead of time, and even years ahead of time. And what is insane is, I discovered that it is most times what I'm about to say is inevitable, right? Change is inevitable. Change is something that every human on earth is going to encounter in one way or the other. But it is a sad reality that human beings try their most possible best to resist change at the earliest sight of it. And we only when we get to that place whereby we begin to adapt to change when it is getting late, when it's becoming more obvious that we've got no other option but to accept it. And this is one thing that differentiates a lot of progressive people, successful people, and those who aren't. is the ability to see change early and respond to change on time. The refusal to be rigid, understanding that the reason why your life is where you are currently is as a result of what you have known before now. What the decisions you've made before now. So as long as you're open to change, you're open to correction, you're open to adoption, what happens? You'll be able to evolve. And if you look at even companies who get to, when someone who becomes successful, like you start making a lot of money, you start getting to that point whereby you feel like you're making enough. If at that point you feel like no one can talk to you, no one can advise you, feel like you know every single thing, what happens to such a person or such a company is that they are at the verge of destruction. Before you know, you get to see them get to a place whereby they become obsolete. A lot of people you get to see in this space who, even after making a lot of money, they got to a point and they start losing a lot of money and they get back to ground zero. This is the problem. They get to a place of complacency where they feel like they've known everything. This is one thing you, even starting out, you need to start working on from now, even before you get there. One thing, why do you see I go to a lot of events, I go to a lot of meetings. For the past couple of days, weeks, I've been traveling because I'm constantly evolving and improving my skills. And that is the industry we are in. That is the world we are in. The world is evolving fast. Crypto is evolving fast. The last circle is not the same as this circle. The last 2 circles is not the same as this circle. And this is why it's taking a lot of people are confused. What is going on? Why? Because they are approaching this without a mindset of accepting the change that is going on and seeing the change that is going on. Any single person who you see who is literally prospering right now and taking advantage of whatever is going on right now is because the person has chosen to open their minds and accept the change. What a lot of people just want to see is the typical thing they're expecting. And that shouldn't even be the focus, because whatever you're expecting to happen will happen. But if you refuse to accept change, what is going to happen is maybe, just maybe, if you had accepted change, you should have end up making, let's say, $10 million. But because you refuse to accept change, understand change, you just want what you want to happen, which will definitely happen when it will happen, because you want that to take place. What you may end up making maybe just $500,000. And to you are going to be happy because that is what your mind can perceive. But what you should have made in time, through time, would have been in the excess of 10 million. But because you are unable to accept and understand change, what happened? You end up making less. And this is what is going to happen to a lot of people in the space, in the industry right now. So we've got California, right? California is the state in the US. They're currently seeking a bill to allow them to claim idle crypto that has been sitting for 3 years. Why are states, right? Why are governments concerned about claiming people's idle cryptos that has been sitting for 3 years? Why does it matter to them? Right? Those are the kind of questions that should happen, because this is what I'm sharing now is what has been going on in the past couple of weeks. I know I have not come on live and do the live stream and all that. So, but this has been going on in a couple of days, in the past 1 week or 2 weeks. All this things I'm saying right now. Okay, recently we've got what's the call these guys again? Is it Pump.fun, right? They're currently planning a token sale. I think those of you who are crazy degenerates, you definitely know this one. Pump.fun, they're currently planning a token sale. And they're planning a token sale for $1 billion, right? A token sale of $1 billion at a $4 billion valuation. A token sale of $1 billion at a $4 billion valuation. Before you rush, before the amount starts going weird in your head, is it possible? It's not possible. How is it going to be $1 billion? I mean, maybe what you've been hearing is a project is raising a sale for $100,000, $200,000, $500,000, $1 million is wide, $2 million is wide, $5 million is wide, $10 million is insane. 20. Wow. A unicorn. A nice one. Now we're getting $1 billion token, say, coming up on pump.fund for their token at a $4 billion valuation. You should notice where the change started was when Trump was launched. Trump token was launched. And I talked about Trump token. After Trump token, we've got like the other one, Melania, so his wife's was launched and whatever the memes that were launched. And I literally took advantage of that token very well. I shared it not just to the bull run group, I shared it publicly, I posted on X. I was like reposting throughout the time and hyping and shilling and milked the most out of it. I literally made 7 figures out of that token. And even when it was time to sell off, and I knew the party was over, I said that, guys, the party is over. Let's just get out. Let's just get out of this token. It's time to just chicken out of it as well. But what a lot of people are not seeing is anybody who is really, really up there in life, like billionaires, like in Trump level, right? These folks are not thinking of the now. They are creating a paradigm. They are what we call trailblazers, right? They are setting the stage for the next level. And the reason why a lot of people, even when, for example, we posted Trump, they did not capitalize on it, was because of the same mindset I've been saying a lot of people are going to miss out in this era, because of the same mindset people thinking in terms of market cap. Okay, this market cap, it's 100K. If I buy in at the 100K right now and it just gets to like 10 million and just like 15, 20 million, I'm going to hit 1000x. So if I buy at 100 million, I don't believe it's possible for me to hit 100x. That is bollocks. That's a retarded way of thinking. It worked in the past, not in this season. In fact, the one you are thinking, okay, where you're going to put in the most amount of money because it's 100K, market, it's very low market. That is where your money is going to lose. That is where your money is going to go. It's going to go. You are going to lose everything. The one you're ignoring that is not going to move so well as you think. We are playing at institutional levels here, right? I think the same thing that I started saying, and this is why a lot of people even miss the Trump move. They didn't take advantage of it because they were just captivated. Okay, look at what's the name of this token? Is it? I don't know how to pronounce it. If it's Plasma, but it's like PLASMA. That platform, the Plasma platform, they raised $500 million in 5 minutes. It's not just a few days ago, or when was that? Just recently. Plasma platform did a raise of 500 million in 5 minutes. We are getting to the stage whereby your competition is no longer that person who is having $200, that person who's having $500, who's having $1,000. Institutions are here. They are taking charge. They are placing their tentacles. And what you should be seeing is, if institutions are coming to place their tentacles, how can you also place your own tentacles? Because the truth is, decentralization, in a way, right? In a way, is a mirage. In a way, the powers that be will not entirely accept it to be, because what keeps the world in check and in order is the control over the masses. And when there's no control, there is problem. There is no order. So the only thing that will bring order to crypto is control. So a certain degree of centralization is already definitely, that is the plan of coming into crypto. But the beauty of it is, you will not be a victim of that centralization if you also choose to build your own tentacles, right? So you begin to think in that line, right? Meta Planet is planning a $5.4 billion raise, equity raise currently, so that they can buy Bitcoins. All these platforms are thinking billions. All this raise, all these platforms are all thinking in the line of what I'm saying, and they're all thinking of doing these raises. That's all they are thinking right now. And then there's someone who's only thinking about his portfolio and odd season when we're off season. That's the only thing the person is thinking. We keep on making the statement like, don't do what the successful people are saying, just do what they do. Now, if you look at everything we're talking about, what has been going on in crypto and what these guys have been doing, the question you want to now ask is,
to keep moving and keep plugging away. In the Far East, they have something that's called the Chinese bamboo tree.
The question you want to now ask is, okay, how do I start pitching my own pen? Right? You guys are supposed to be sharing. Share the video, guys. Share the video. Share the video from. Share the link. Start your stories. Share the video from. Let's get more persons in here. For let's use one of the countries. I think the UK. The UK is currently considering scrapping the ban on retail access to BTC ETFs. Currently, right now, for example, in the UK, only institutions are allowed to access Bitcoin ETFs. But the government is currently considering, right, to pass the bill and accept a ban, like scrapping the ban off. So retail, that means the layman, me, and anybody who is based there can have direct access to BTC ETFs. It's going on right now. Now, what is everything I'm just saying is signaling? It's signaling what has been going on within the space, what has been going on within the industry in the past. Just everything I'm saying just recently, just the past few days and weeks. So what has been going on right now? And maybe whatever I'm even saying may even be sounding new to you, sounding strange to you, because you're definitely not paying attention. Your eyes is not on the right thing. And I said that some people are to focus on the present, that they lose sight of everything happening around them. And the reason is because focus in itself is blindness. But what you want to do is your focus should be expanded focus, a focus that is willing to accept change, right? And when you accept change, you can now begin to act in that way, prepare in that way, be positioned in that way, and take advantage of the flow, right? Of the flow. A little bit on for Bitcoin, for example, looking at Bitcoin, one of the things I think you should do is, if you're not following me on X, make sure you're following X, make sure you have your post notifications turned on, and you can always go to, if you go to my page on X, one of the things you could literally always do is you can simply always click on the highlights, and then if you scroll on the highlights, you definitely see where the recent game plan, mystical reports, and technical strategy and predictions on Bitcoin, and you can literally like follow that and just always learn to read, right? Most people, the problem they have is they do not read, right? Always learn to read, looking at historical patterns and Bitcoin's astrological cycle numbers. This is what we could expect, plus minus. Plus minus means they are given actual dates, but it could happen before the date or after the date, as events could be accelerated or delayed. And then you get that the levels, what you're expecting from one point to another, it's like very, very, very important. It's going to literally help you in that regards, right? So make sure you do that. And from time to time, I drop like some tweets and stuff. I think when I've got the time and when I'm not too engaged, I just want to probably just distract my mind. I just drop a series of tweets. I think as of last week, I dropped a couple of tweets regarding gold, Bitcoin, and stuff and whatnot, and what I'm expecting, just my thoughts. And a few persons use that to like guide their trade investing decisions, and they literally made a lot of money based on that as well. So you can keep up there on X, where I post this stuff from time to time. And I know the funny thing is sometimes, because when you get to post these things on X and maybe you decide to share this to the group. Some people could just overlook it, but at the same time, it's up to them, right? If they click on it, make money, they do not, that's not, it's just basically up to them. So, or you could do that, or definitely you could also join the bull run group, right? Because I drop low time frame updates, short time frame updates. I do literally drop this update from time to time on the, what's it called, on the bull run group, and you could literally take advantage of them, and it literally could be very helpful for you. Right? Very, very helpful for you. Very, very helpful for you. So guys, literally you could literally just take advantage of it, right? Do your best, join the bull run group, and literally like that could be a good one for you. But on that note, what I could do is I could literally like share my screen and show you 2 buy levels I'm looking at for on Bitcoin and what like I'm expecting. So I had a dream, and dream I still so love contention. Dreams and dream and love. I stayed in China. So we've got what I'm expecting here is what's it called? I'm expecting this kind of movement coming. I could be wrong as well, so do not just take my word for it. Okay. I'm expecting something like this. Okay, coming. I need to delete this. So this is what I'm expecting. This thing I just drew now on the chart is what I'm looking out for. Okay. So basic moves up, it comes down to this zone, right? So if this holds, we're going to like get a buy before it moves up. But we've got something funny could also happen, right? But this is like the first thing I will literally want to get to see. But if this doesn't happen, right, this is what could happen. So I'm gonna make one the blue and one the white. So if you see here, what is the difference between the red and the difference between the white? The white is saying it moves up, it comes down again. And so we've got like 1, 2, 3, right? But the black says it get 1, 2, 3. So it's almost similar. The difference is the first leg, right? This one says the first leg comes here before it moves up. This one says the first leg comes here, moves up, and then goes down. So but overall, like we should get here. We should see price coming down to this zone and this level. Not today, but most likely we could get this tomorrow, right? Between Wednesday evening and Thursday evening. Wednesday is the 11th and Thursday is the 12th, right? So let me literally go to the post on Excel because it literally helps me. June 10th to 12th, local button and OTE bar entry range. Okay, so we could still see 10th is today, 11th is tomorrow, 12th. So I've got 10th to 12th, and what I'm expecting for this is from 11th to 12th. From the 11th to 12th is we could see this area, right? And this area will be like a really good bar area. So you see the dates are always very important, very, very important. The dates being given, regardless of where price is. So between 11th, which is tomorrow evening, and 12th, that should be between New York time, right? New York time on the 11th and the New York session. Between the New York session on the 11th and the New York session of the 12th, we should get price get into this place. So that could be putting it at let's look out for the forex calendar for the week. I think that is going to help us get some level of clarity. So okay, I want to look at from 11th to 12th, these 2 days. So we've got tomorrow 1:30. CPR is around 1:30 tomorrow. And the bond auctions is in the evening. The Federal Reserve budgets will be released in the evening as well. All these are important. And then we've got PPI, which is followed by Thursday. So tomorrow is Wednesday. So Wednesday, Thursdays, we've got like red impact high news that's going to impact the whole market for Wednesday and Thursday, like the two most important. And that is why you're seeing today is being so slow and boring, because the main action of the week is for Wednesday and Thursday. These are the main action of the week. And that is where we expect this area. So let me share the tab. So I just share the tab now. I think you should be able to see this is Wednesday, this Thursday. You can always go to forexfactory.com and then you click on the calendar and you'll be able to just like see all the stuffs and from there. And then so based on this, I'm looking at 2 buy levels. So the first buy level is definitely going to be more of a scalp, right? Or an intraday kind of a trade. And here down this zone is where I'm not looking out for a swing. And here, when I make an entry here, I'm going to use like a very large stop because I want to swing to new highs, and it could linger to like a couple of days, even to next week as well. But the usual thing, the great thing about the market is the closer it gets to it, the clearer it becomes from time to time, from day to day. And then you could literally like take advantage of that. As simple as anything, right? Okay. So that being said, the next question a lot of people are asking is when alt season? When alt season? When is the bull run alt season? And I think that it is not, I just think that is the wrong question to be asking right now. It's the wrong question, because what you should be doing now is asking, how well do I need to position myself? And that is what a lot of people are not doing. How well do I need to position myself? With the institutions coming in, how well do I take advantage of these same things Shifu has been predicting, Shifu has been talking? I've been super, super accurate. And the good thing is I've been making a lot of money from this. The reason why I'm being accurate is not just because of you. I'm being accurate because of myself, because of my future, because of what I'm building, because of what I'm doing, right? And the more I improve, I grow myself, the more my worth, the more my value increases, right? And if you're not growing too, you're going to be stopped, right? The benefit you have in when we get to hold sessions like this is when I teach, I share. I'm sharing out of growth, sharing out of value. The way I used to teach, or the content I used to give out 5 years ago, 6 years ago, will not be the same. 4 years ago will not be the same. It's evolved. It gets better every single time. It's always been fresh. It's always been impactful. Why? Because I'm constantly growing. You're growing mentally. You're growing spiritually. You're growing financially as well. Because I'm investing a lot of money into knowledge. I'm investing a lot of money into assets. I'm investing a lot of money into network, into what is being built. The question you want to ask yourself is, what are you investing into right now? And how do you want to capitalize on this thing? If you're yet to be in the bull run group, you're doing yourself a disservice, right? I've officially announced that I think it's 150 something days from now or so, we'll be closing access into the bull run group forever. There will never be access into a bull run group again. It will never be open. You know, when the plan of, okay, I close it now, I'm going to open later. It will never be opened again, right? So if you literally want to maximize this season, do all you can to get in on there. And before I leave, the last thing I want you to go home with or leave with is what I want to teach, which is called the cash cow psychology. That is what you need to do now. The cash cow psychology. The cash cow psychology was invented, I think, between 1960 and 1970 by, I forgot the name of the person who invented the theory, right? But it's being used across financial management students, business management students. It's being used by most of the Fortune 500 companies all over the world, right? When they want to scale, when they want to get better. I'm talking like companies like Apple, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, the likes of them. Major companies use this, right? Business management students use this. It's funded by the Boston Consultant Group, the BCG, right? BCG, Boston Consulting or consultant group, whatever it is called. But BCG, that's the name of the group who founded it somewhere in 1970. The person who founded it called. So they brought out a theory about the concept of cash cow, dogs, star, and question mark. But I don't have a diagram here. But literally, if you go to Google, you can study about it and stuff. But I don't want to go into the economic side of it because it's going to take us a lot more time. I just want to go into something I can just wrap up in 5 minutes, make you understand, and teach you how it translates to what you should be doing now. I'm not asking the wrong question. Now, let's go back to where the name cash cow came out of, right? So we could say hundreds of years ago, a long time ago, when farmers buy cows, right? And that cow is able to produce milk. And so they get milk out of the cow, which they take the cow and they go and resell the milk and stuff. Then the cow begins to grow, right? It begins to grow. And as the cow begins to grow, the cow gets to a point whereby it becomes matured. Let's use the context of, let's say it's a female cow. So let's say if it's a cow that can mate and produce more, that is one way, right? But the most important way is not even, because now, regardless of its mating is one way of it producing more. But regardless, when a cow becomes matured, it becomes an asset, because that cow itself, while the other cows are still yet to grow, that major cow constantly produces milk. So when we say you're milking Hope you're milking this opportunity. They milk the cow such that the cow constantly produces milk for them, which they constantly take that milk and go and resell in the market. So they call that major cows that have grown and become so matured that constantly supplies milk for the farmer is called a cash cow. This is the history of where the concept of cash cow came in. And as the world evolved over time and the world started becoming more modern, businesses began to adopt that phrase into what they do. Entrepreneurs begin to adopt it and saying, okay, what is your cash cow? If someone comes and asks you now and says, Joseph, what is your cash cow? What are you going to say? I bet you a lot of people who are confused about crypto right now is because their cash cow is crypto only. But if your cash cow is crypto, it can be wrong in a way. I will explain. So the concept of cash cow, with what I just explained now, bring it down to a modern day time. It means, what are you doing that is giving you the most amount of money consistently with the least amount of effort? It's currently giving you money, and because it's giving you money, you can now use that money to diversify into other things. If crypto trading alone is your cash cow, I think you're on the wrong side of things. I know you're on the wrong side of things. Why? Because when the market is not favorable, you are stuck. You are literally stuck. For some of you, your job should be your cash cow. For some of you, your skill preferably should be your cash cow. A high income skill could be your cash cow. A low income skill should be your cash cow. If you are a trader who can trade, trading can become your cash cow if you do it rightly. The reason why trading is not a cash cow for a lot of traders is because they do it wrongly. And if you haven't watched the last video I did on the difference between crypto and Forex, you need to go and watch it. The statistics for failures in Forex is crazy. We have more people failing in Forex than in crypto. It's crazy. This doesn't dispute the fact that we also have people who are even failing in crypto. And the crazy thing is that is how it is in every industry. But as a trader, there are certain things, truths you just need to adopt. The problem is not the strategy. The problem is you, your personality, and what you need to work on. Your approach to the market, not necessarily even your strategy. So let's say a part of your strategy is you. So you may have solved how to know, okay, what to enter, when to enter, your stop loss and stuff, something you can replicate. Now, have you now solved yourself as a person? So if you've not solved yourself as a person, that is going to be an issue, right? So there are people who could say, okay, I'm a trader, right? If you're a trader, how is trading your cash cow? If trading is not giving you constant income, then it is not your cash cow yet. So you can't claim it to be your cash cow. So what could be the wisest thing you could do? So let's say you say crypto is your cash cow. There are people who are graphics designers in cash cow. And I've taught many ways people make money in crypto. And I've taught that you could literally see it on the channel, YouTube, you could watch that. There are people who do graphics for pro and they earn money. There are people who do content, right? They create content and they make money out of it. It's their cash cow. There are people who work with projects. It's their cash cow. There are people who maybe you do like my role. You advise platforms. You're an advisor for a lot of major platforms and stuff, right? That could be a cash cow for you, right? I mean, I've got an MBA degree. I've got 3 MBA degrees. I've got 3 MBA degrees across the finance industry and also MBA degrees in marketing, digital marketing. So in this field and these industries are like my cash cow. So now what happens is, as long as my cash cow is giving me money, I'm getting income. What do I need to do is, okay, I'm positioning in cryptos to maximize the opportunity in the season. Investing, buying coins and stuff is now as a result of the cash cow. There's some of you who, what you do, you've got like maybe in real life businesses, right? Businesses that are giving you platforms and stuff and whatnot. That could be a cash cow for you, right? You are in platforms, you're in programs that generate you money consistently. That could be a cash cow for you. So your plan is, What are you pulling out of your cash cow? What skill? What real life skill do you have? Now we're in AI season, right? Now, when we talk about AI, how useful have you learned how to master the art of AI? The future of the world of the workplace is not AI replacing human beings. It is AI replacing non-compliant human beings, if there's and I will explain what I mean. The future of the workplace is not AI replacing human beings, it's AI replacing non-compliant human beings. And when I mean non-compliant human beings, are human beings who have not mastered the art of using AI. There are people who I know who are raking in thousands of dollars weekly, monthly, because they've mastered the art of machine learning, machine programming. Some of them have mastered the art of just machine language alone. Some of them have mastered the art of just utilizing AI to automate processes in a professional way that you will not be able to know that this is AI except they tell you. It is not obvious, but they've mastered this art of processes such that they can deliver value to different platforms, different people seamlessly. Now, if you identify your cash cow, because the first question is what is your cash cow? The second thing you want to do is how can that cash cow produce more cash cow for you? So get into financial freedom, financial wealth, financial independence is get into a place whereby your first cash cow produces 4 more cash cow for you. All right. If we want to use the theory of BCG, the Boston Consulting Group, that's what we'll now talk about. Your star product, or what we say your star investment that has a high propensity of having a high market share and a high growth rate. So this is where you now talk about your portfolio income, where you're investing in cryptos. You have a sizable amount of what you're doing in crypto, and how much of it you can be so positioned in. A lot of people are positioning. How are you positioning in? So where you're going to feel very frustrated is when you don't have a cash cow and all you're doing is just waiting alone for the big thing which will happen to happen. That is not the right approach. Get a cash cow and then translate from the cash cow into cryptos. This way you can maximize the season, maximize the opportunity, right? In a few weeks' time from now, a lot of coins are going to be moving. Like I said, it's not everything is not going to move at once. Some will move first, and then after that, the next set is going to move. It's going to be like step by step, and then we're going to get the bull run wrapped up in a couple of weeks and months. But even after that, there's something that is even bigger than the bull run, which I'm not going to talk about right now. I can't say it on this Zoom right now, which is already going on behind the scene in cryptos. But if you are someone who your eyes is open to what is going on, you will be able to see it. But if not, you won't even be able to see it, right? Because you don't want to be that kind of person who years from now you're going to regret the biggest wealth transfer in the history of humanity in your own time. There have been so many wealth transfers in the history of the world. The television era was a wealth transfer. The era of mechanization, mechanics, machines was a wealth transfer. The era of oil was a wealth transfer. The era of mobile phones was a wealth transfer. The era of emails booms was a wealth transfer. The era of computers was a wealth transfer. The era of televisions was a wealth transfer. Each of this sector, each of these industries were wealth transfers in their own time. Maybe you were a kid then. Maybe you were smaller then. Maybe you were even confused. Maybe you were not even born when these things were coming to the scene. But you're alive and born now that crypto is existing. Web3 is here. It is not hand to mouth. It is being positioned for life. A lot of us are positioned for life. A lot of us, not mean a lot of us, I'm not just talking about myself, I'm talking about my friends. even those who listen to me, the ETF, a lot of my private clients and stuff, a lot of them are positioned already. You should be thinking in that way, right? So you don't miss out. No money is too small. No amount of money is too small. You should just don't try to create what we will call the wrong cash cow or the wrong falsehood. You do not want to do that right now, right? Open your eyes, you definitely see well. Expand your mind, you definitely understand well. A lot of the things I used to say and I've been predicting, we've been seeing it back to back, a lot of opportunities. I won't be always predicting like I used to back again. Not because I don't know what is happening. It's because of whatever I used to say before is already happening, right? A lot of high net worth individuals, high profile individuals across a lot of countries are the ones taking my time right now. Most of my private clients are the ones taking my time right now. I'm even spending less time on the internet. And these people are paying crazy amounts of money for this same value you are getting here for free. So I'm literally having less time and stuff. Most of the trips I'm taking, you get to meet a lot of these people who are appreciating what you are doing on a high level. And I literally, the opportunity you have is the value coming here, the information coming here, you're literally using it for your own self, expand yourself and create the environment you desire, the environment you want to see around you. Whatever point you are in right now, the beauty of it is someone like me, I have been there. And in terms of, I've been so poor and broke that even people who are poor called me poor. Because that is the kind of background I came out from. I came out from a very, very limited background, disadvantaged background, and the background of what we call the underdogs. And if you are having that, there's a possibility that you can do better for yourself. And if you're not even from such a background, you're even from a better background, it is even you. That means you have 2 times more advantage to excel more and succeed more, as long as you capitalize on the opportunity in this season. Because 20 years from now, you're not going to be a kid any longer. 20 years from now, some of you will be married with kids. 20 years from now, some of you are going to be grandfathers. 20 years from now, some will be great grandfathers and great grandmothers. How you take advantage of the season? Stop thinking 1 week, stop thinking 2 weeks, expand your eyes, have the right vision, ask the right question, take advantage of what we call the cash cow theory I just taught now, and literally explode yourself, right? Explode yourself. If you want to join the bull run group or the ETF, make sure you join those as well. So with that being said, the last thing I was supposed to do is I'm supposed to call the winners for the giveaway, but I told my team, someone in my team, to handle that, to go through the tweet, the X, and those who posted and pick the winners. But apparently he hasn't done it yet. I'm not the one picking the winners. I don't have time for that. So probably maybe tonight, tomorrow, he's going to be done with it. So once it's done picking the winners, I'm just going to post the names, or they will make the post as well. And once it's posted, then if you were picked, you're definitely going to be credited as well, regardless of whatever country you're in. So you're in Cameroon, Ghana, Canada, South Africa, Zambia, Zimbabwe, whatever country you're in, right? It's not regardless of whatever country you're in, you'll be picked, you'll be credited as well once the winners are picked. And once we're done with that, I'll be literally posting another giveaway as well, which you can now keep eyes on. So if you were not picked for that one, hopefully you're going to be picked up for the next as well. I mean, with all being said, like I always say, if the students be ready, what happens? The Shifu will always appear. And when the Shifu appears, what happens? The students always prepare. So if you joined late and the replay of this video is going to be left on the channel, and what you could do is make sure you also share the video, share the link, so people can catch up or watch the replay. And take advantage of what is happening. So we started by talking about what has been going on within the space, within the industry, within the crypto space in the past couple of weeks. That was the first thing we talked about. The second thing I started talking about was Bitcoin, right? And how you can literally follow up the updates I share on X, right? And you can also take advantage of the bull run group and maximize it, because I'm one of the most accurate folks who trade and predict the market in the entire world that you're living in, and you do not want to miss out joining the bull run group. That's number two. The third thing I talked about are 2 buy levels I'm looking at for Bitcoin, and the expected movement I'm looking out for Bitcoin. That's the third thing I talk about. And then the fourth thing I talked about is the question people asking when all season, and why I think it is the wrong question, and the right question you should be asking, right, should be, what is your cash cow, and how can you now grow, right, to have that cash cow to invest in crypto and be positioned. So what you'll be thinking of is, how can I be positioned more to take advantage of more of this and do that? And if you do not have any cash cow, let's say crypto is your only cash cow, how you should start thinking of, okay, if I take crypto as my cash cow, then I should be doing other things in crypto. You're a programmer, you're a developer, you something of value, right? You can solve problems, right? Literally, you can solve problems. You are influencer, whatever you could do, right, in exchange for value. As long as you can solve problems, right, you literally begin to grow on that. There's so many ways, and those extra income that starts coming now, it becomes like the cash. That is when you can literally say crypto is a cash cow, because I mean, you're making income from a lot of things, right? A lot of things. I trade, right? Trading I can say trading is a cash cow for me because of how I have structured it. And this is what I teach those in the Forex Trading Network, how you can structure trading to become a cash cow for you and make a consistent income from it. Now, what you now do with the consistent income is what will change your life, not the trading itself. The trading gives you consistent income, but what you now do with the consistent income is what will now give you that changed life, right? So what you do with the cash cow is not what is going to change your life. It's what gives you the opportunity to change your life by what you choose to do with it, right? And that's the last thing I talked about as well. So 4 things I just mentioned, and I gave us like through the past 45-50 minutes, and I hope you gain value. And you can always watch this replay, and whatever I'm saying right now, you're not grasping, you could literally like watch it over time, and then it begins to come in and comes in, and you then get conversant with it. So with all being said, bye for now, guys, and have a blessed day, blessed afternoon. And I mentioned about the giveaway, and that my team is going to pick the winners. I actually told them to pick before now, but he hasn't picked yet, so I think he's still picking winners. So basically by tomorrow it should be done, and then we're going to post the winners for that, and then we're going to do another giveaway. And I'm going to be coming live this season, because I'm back home and I'm a bit settled for now. So within my time, I'm going to like jet off to a different country again. Bye for now, everyone. See you when I see you again. Maybe tomorrow, next tomorrow. And sometimes I may just come live to live stream a video or something which I think is going to bring so much value to you. If you're a trader, you're an investor, something you could really learn from, and literally like help you become better in this season. And let's maximize this season. Let's take advantage of this season, and let's just literally make a lot of money as well and be positioned. You can look at the description if you want to be part of the bull run group. Take advantage of it, and then lock in, guys. Lock in. Bye for now, everyone.